When it comes to spirits, there's one that always hits the spot for me.
I'm excited about today.
Yeah?
I'm a vodka girl.
I think I know where we can find some.
Yeah.
Meet Caley Shoemaker, head distiller at Hangar Vodka. Although women have been distilling alcohol for centuries and are even credited with inventing distilling, men have dominated the industry over the last few decades, making Caley one of just a few female distillers at the helm of a major American spirits brand.
So tell me, how did you get into the distillery business?
I was always into tasting craft beer, and after meeting a distiller and touring a whiskey distillery in Colorado, I just fell in love with the place, asked for a job, started doing tours, and here I am, distilling today.
And you're female.
Yeah.
Hey, chica, girl power. So talk to me about being in this business and being a female.
When I first started, it was a little bit weird. You know, I had to work extra hard and try to keep up with the guys.
Yeah.
And everything there is to do. But now that there's going to be more and more girls in the distilling field, it's like we've got our own little sisterhood going on. It's pretty awesome.
Totally, I dig it. And yeah, I feel like I've looked around a little bit, and it's got that feminine touch, I think, that just kind of takes it up another level,
awesome.
in my opinion.
Caley taking the reins of a major distillery is a boost for female equality in the spirits industry. And she is also setting her sights on championing the cause for arguably the most important female in the world, Mother Nature. While Caley's distilling methods are always environmentally responsible, one special edition variety is literally sprung from thin air.
So Caley, you are making vodka from fog.
Yes.
Tell me how and why.
When we make vodka at 80 proof, 60% of a bottle of vodka is water. So I started thinking we need to really work on a way to source water, some way that's not going to have an impact on our environment.
Yeah.
And after a ton of research, we landed on FogQuest. They're a nonprofit that uses these fog nets to collect water for agricultural purposes and drinking water. It uses no energy.
Yeah.
And it costs very little to install.
Totally.
I think it's a cool way to collect water.
With a fresh tank of San Francisco fog, Caley and I head back to the distillery to literally bottle the spirit of the bay.
So being a woman in this industry, do you feel like women have a different approach towards what's being produced?
Yeah, definitely. I think that naturally women have a little bit different perspective on distilling and everything in general, but we're around fragrances from a very young age. So women have a little bit more nuanced sense of smell and palate just from the get-go. So I think that definitely plays a role.
And learning the distillation process would not be complete without getting to taste the goods.
So what are we trying first?
So we're going to start with the Buddha's hand. This one is a fun one for me because it's very similar to a lemon flavor.
Wow, that is interesting.
This is our mandarin blossom, a little more floral, a little more rosy.
Ooh, that's nice. Really delicious.
Next is our lime.
That's like a whole little adventure in there. It's woodsy.
It's lime, it's citrus, but it also kind of has a coastal forest thing going on that I really, really enjoy.
Coastal forest, amen to that. That was a good one. So we got the fog vodka next.
So this one's really interesting because the fog water itself is a little bit minerally and a little bit salty almost. And that balances off that grape and sweet flavor in a really interesting way.
Wow. Yeah, that's a whole different experience.
I always say it reminds me of the smell of like wet stones on a warm day.
Girl, that was poetic right there.
Of course.
I think what you're doing is amazing. I'm tasting and experiencing vodka in a whole new way. You're a kick-ass, badass chica, and cheers to you.
Cheers.
Woo! Oh yeah, warm stones. Warm stones for sure. It's good.